So we're live right now?
We are live right now.
All right. So I just came back from Vegas.
Yep.
I won a lot of money.
Taking the pot on the road, man. Tour bus, everything.
We're ready to go. But then I lost it.
I mean, you know.
I was dealing with house money, man, at that point. I will say this, bro. So I was up a few times.
Okay.
I was playing some blackjack.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine that's a good feeling, right? When you're doing well in there.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah. I've never been gambling like that, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not good at it.
Nope. I mean,
but I will say this, man. It is a fun time.
right.
And it's it's an exhilarating feeling when you have the ability to have like a couple of $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I was up at times a couple $1,000. But like my man from Swingers, they call me Double Down.
Right.
But I don't know what Double Down means.
I'll ask John if that's correct.
Is
that what he called you?
That's what JP called me right there, bro. He called me Double Down. He was right there. He's like, "Come on, man, you got tens. You got to double down on this."
Yeah.
So I doubled down, not knowing what I was doing.
I don't know what you were doing either. I don't know what that means. So
he's like, "Dude, it flipped one, and it was an 18.
Okay.
Flipped the other, it wasn't high at all."
Okay.
Okay. Put it like this, bro. I won a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. So if there's a sponsor listening to us,
so we need to get back to blackjack. You said you're playing blackjack?
I was playing some blackjack.
Okay,
Yeah. But I did play roulette.
Okay.
At like 8 in the morning, right after breakfast. And
was that a good, bad start?
Well, I didn't know what I was doing at first. I've never played roulette before.
Okay.
And that's the one where you put your chips on the number, and then she drops the ball, and it rolls and rolls and rolls and lands. And that's the game.
I wish I could be like, yeah, you're 100% correct, but I don't know if you are or not.
Well, I just learned literally 3 days ago that's the game, okay? And I just put all my chips on like black 17.
Okay.
So I was out $100 after the first time.
Just omelets and then just money gone.
Money gone. So I went back like an hour later with another 100, and I spread the wealth.
Okay.
Why? I went on the Googs, figured it out.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
I put it on all these different numbers. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. I'm teaching you right now. I'm teaching our listeners and our viewers, right? Giving you some hot tips right here.
I'm just the catalyst, right?
And I kept on losing that way.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I put like $50 back on black 17.
Okay.
And then I put the other 50 on 000.
Okay.
000 hit big. And then it hit big again because I stayed on there.
Okay.
So I won some more money.
Okay.
Now, I also play some sports bets. That's not going to pay out till like the end of hockey season. I don't even watch hockey. I bet on the Carolina Hurricanes winning their league. I don't even know what league that they're in.
I don't even know if they win on a regular basis.
I don't know.
Just completely uninformed.
Just so uninformed the entire time I'm in Vegas.
Just rooting for the home team.
But the best part about it, bro, is like no matter what I was doing in that casino,
there's
just drinks just being handed to me. That's awesome. Best part.
So to sum it up, we come out positive, come out negative.
I'll let you know in June after the hockey season. That's all riding on that.
Okay.
It really is. I have this ticket and
all
everything.
Right.
My buddy Brett placed. I said, okay, so I was having a lot of adult beverages, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this.
That's Vegas. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yes, a lot. And me and Brett wanted to go see all the sports betting. It was a buddy of mine who lives in Greensboro. We went over there, and I said, Brett, I can't see these machines right now. I had a lot of adult beverages. Okay, it's like 9:30 in the morning.
It's 9:30.
It's like 9:30 in the morning. Okay. Mom, close your ears. Grandma, close your ears. Okay. I cannot see the screen where you have to push the buttons to place the sports bet.
It's because it's blurry, or
Yes.
okay.
I'm
just trying to paint a visual here.
So I let Brett do it.
Okay.
Who also has been consuming as many adult beverages, if not more than me.
Okay.
So he's actually the one who places the bet with my money because I told him to on the Hurricanes, but I don't find out until June 26th. So,
long game, long game on that one.
$100, long game. Payout's nice, so we shall see.
Okay,
I don't know what that means.
I just see you with like jewelry and stuff on for no reason.
Just to come home. Sir, are you taking the Lamborghini? That's my best Alfred voice.
Right.
Sweet, yo, man. So I see that you had your show this weekend. Brother. Talk to me,
had
man.
a pretty wild weekend. It wasn't Friday night, wasn't it? It was wild a little bit, but not as wild as it could be. So I had a show, a band 50 Flies. We went to Taylorsville and we did a show at a place called Hope House. It's a venue that it's kind of hard to say. It's a venue, but it's not like Amos's or a huge place like that.
We'll just leave it at venue.
Yeah. They do shows every few months for charities. We did a show this Friday, was to raise money for someone who has cancer.
Okay.
It's in the music scene. That was pretty fun. It's a fun night. It's streamed live on YouTube, so y'all can go check that out at if you look up Hope House, and soon to be the videos are going to be on.
How do you spell that?
Hope House?
Yeah, how do you spell that?
HOPEHOUSE.
I just don't want our listeners to
Gotcha.
not know.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, that's
they're
fine.
Be driving down the road and type in Hope House. You know what I mean?
I can just say it in their little Siri can.
That can work as well.
But yeah. I lost my train of thought.
Guys, he sent me a quick clip of him and the band.
Oh yeah.
Playing this, right? I was watching the Carolina Duke game. Go Heels. Go Heels. I don't know if you can see me right now.
Go to your right just a little bit.
I'm gonna slide
there it is, right there.
Go
Perfect.
Heels. Go Heels. Anyway, watching my Tar Heels play in Vegas at like 2 p.m. Because everything's like a 3-hour difference over there. And I get this video from my boy over here, Mr. JV, and he's just jamming out, man. Yeah. Just having the time of his life.
You can see that stream, the whole stream, was 4 bands, about 5-hour long stream.
Dope.
Obviously, bands are setting up in between, so there's lulls in between there. But soon to be on the 50 Flies YouTube page as well, that same show. So everybody go check that stuff out, 50 Flies.
50 Flies is a YouTube page?
It's a YouTube page. It's a Instagram. It's Facebook. It's all of the things.
We got all that stuff too, right?
Yes, we got all that.
You are just all over the place, brother.
There's a lot of work. There's a lot of social media work.
A lot of social media
creation, content creation going on, which is fine. I love it, man. So that was my Friday night. Saturday, went and checked out in Noda, The Chamber by Wooden Robot. I think that's what it's called.
The Wooden Robot's my spot, bro.
Yeah, there's the Wooden Robot, and then there's The Chamber.
Yeah, so
that's.
I know that area because you said South End, right?
No, Noda.
Wooden Robot in Noda.
It's called The Chamber by Wooden Robot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I have been there like half the time.
Yeah, so went there, met the boys in the band there, a few other friends for some drinks, and hung out a little bit. Went to Cobblefish Taco, man. Me and Chip went.
Oh man!
So I remember I sent you the thing for the jalapeno mashers.
Did I respond?
You did, I think, with just like an exclamation point reply.
That was me
That's
cussing
enough.
you out.
that
was my swear word right now.
I was like, I don't know if I should send this to him or not, but
I was super mad. Super mad right now.
But it was delicious. Mahi tacos, blackened mahi tacos.
Let's start the podcast. I'm done with this guy. Don't talk about this guy's weekend now. I'm just super mad. He sent me the menu, and the menu had the jalapeno mashers, and he decided to highlight
I did highlight
You
it.
highlighted it where it said jalapeno masters, man, which is the best thing on the menu. So. Welcome to this week's episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we are discussing the trailers for Bullet Train, Fantastic Beasts, The Secret to Dumbledore, the first episode of that Kanye documentary Genius, and our movie of the week, The Batman. All right, dude. Let's talk Bullet Train.
Yeah, Bullet Train.
This is with the dude, the legend, Bradley Pitt, and a very stellar cast, brother. Talk to me. What are your thoughts?
This looks wild.
Yeah.
Like, this trailer, a lot going on. So, Brad Pitt is fighting people, trying to complete his mission or whatever is going on with that, man. But the concept of it is, I feel it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, it's nothing but closed quarters combat.
Dude.
And knife fights, sword fights, very, I don't know what word you'd say, very colorful, very rich, colorful scenery, and it looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. So he, John Wick, he was uncredited as one of the directors. Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about David Lettich here. This guy is a badass. And he did Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. He is a big fan of this close quarter combat type fighting. This real, like, in your face type blows, man. It almost looks like this is like Brad Pitt is really just the crap out of these people, man. Right, and it looks really cool. So we have this. We actually have this star-studded cast, man, and I love it. Zazie Beetz, Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Joey King, Sandra Bullock, Michael Shannon, Logan Lerman. Bad Bunny is in it, right? Brian Tyree Henry. So it's some really dope people in this movie that's going to bring this together, man. We don't really know what the overall plot of the movie is, but this trailer was just supposed to, like, wet your whistle, right?
Yeah.
Tickle your fancy.
Oh, definitely did that.
And it's just from the start, just the charisma of Brad Pitt, named Ladybug, by the way.
Oh, yeah? All right.
That's his name in the movie.
Codename Ladybug?
Codename Ladybug.
Government name Ladybug.
Good question. Yeah, I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, he could be named Ladybug.
If his mama named Ladybug, we're going to call him Ladybug, right?
That's true.
So, nah, man, so we shall see. This is going to be a dope one. We'll throw this on our socials here. Hopefully we'll be talking more about this as more information comes out. Drops in July.
Awesome.
All right, dude. Are you a fan of these movies, these Fantastic Beasts movies? Have you seen any of these?
I've seen the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Okay. So let's back up a second.
Well, let me just say, it doesn't mean I remember the ins and outs of them.
Oh, of course not.
Okay, a lot going on.
Yeah, because they're all 3 hours long. Okay, so much magic is happening in such a little time. So many beasts.
Yeah.
No, man. Okay, so let me ask you this. Before we jump into this trailer, were you a fan of the Harry Potter movies growing up?
I can't say that I wasn't a fan.
Yeah,
I didn't really watch them, and I watched them, but I never was like a super fan of the whole situation.
So I've only seen one.
Yeah.
The first one.
That is a very bad ratio of watching to movies that were made.
Yes, I know. Especially because, isn't the last Booker movie split up in 9 movies or something like that? I don't know. It's a cash grab. Part 1 and part 9 of Deathly Hollows or whatever. No, man, but these movies, I actually really enjoy these.
Yeah, when the first one was coming out, and it was that kind of spinoff from Harry Potter, I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just kind of like more grown up,
It's exactly where I was going.
more kind of adult theme movie than
Yeah.
than watching the kids and stuff in the
Yep,
school.
Exactly.
You know, maybe if I would have watched that when I was a kid
Yeah.
or a lot younger and got into it, been different. But now I'm just watching it and it's like, I don't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I'll just watch Goonies. Instead,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean, so
Love Goonies.
love it. That or Monster Squad, dude. If you've never seen Monster Squad, you gotta watch Monster Squad, man. No, dude. So this is the third one, all directed by David Yates, who directed like the last few of the Harry Potter movies. So he's been tapped to direct all of these.
Yeah.
You know, this is the adventures of Newt Scamander, who has all those fantastic beasts in his in his what's that thing called? Suitcase?
Briefcase, maybe.
Briefcase. Suitcase? I don't know. All I know is that I like these movies. I like Eddie Redmayne as Newt. Ezra Miller is in this movie. Obviously, Jude Law is very captivating in anything that he does. We have Mads I'm butchering your name, bro. Mads M. We're gonna say.
That's
okay,
fine. That's fine.
and he's replacing. I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
He's replacing Johnny Depp after whatever travesty or whatever happened with him. Yes. But let's talk about the flick itself, though. The trailer.
Yeah, these always caught my eye just because they were humongous movies.
Dude, huge.
Humongous visuals. Fan of the creatures. I mean, that's what really caught me. I mean, the wizard, the spells, the wands, all that stuff is cool, but the creatures in here are awesome. And kind of just learning, you know, how they just kind
of the backstory of everything. Yeah. Right? So, which, like, I wonder after I watch this, if this is the last movie in the trilogy, well, if the last movie in these Fantastic Beasts, will I want to jump into the Harry Potter movies and enjoy those? You're shaking your head
right now. That's what I did. I watched these and then I went back and was like, let me go ahead and check out what's going on over here.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe the newer ones might be better, but like trying the first one.
I can't watch Chamber of Secrets again, dude.
Okay.
Quick story, and I'm sorry. Quick story. The reason why I even watched that one is because the girl that I was like dating at the time was obsessed with it.
Okay.
So she was always just like, "Ooh, come over, let's hang out, let's watch the Harry Potter movies." And it was always be that one, and I'd be bored, and I'd be like, "All right, I gotta go."
This is one movie we've watched multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's the only one.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe the newer ones where they're a little more grown up might be something worth trying out. But I went and started on the first one and just trying to work my way through it, and I just couldn't.
Oh wow!
I just couldn't get into it.
There's also like 30 movies, so
there's 8 on HBO Max, I believe.
Good God.
8. So
it's a lot.
There's that, yeah.
That is definitely a lot there. Well, guys, this movie does look really dope. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw it on our socials. And David Yates, man, he does these big budget magic movies, and they just look really awesome. I think when he came aboard the whole Wizarding World movies, he added his own kind of style and flair to them.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them billion-dollar movies. You know what I mean? That he makes them what they are, and
they got to make it back too.
Yeah, got to make it back because them budgets are humongous. Yeah, guys, check those out on our socials when we drop them. All right, dude. Something a lot of people have been talking about, especially in the hip hop community, right? Which I know you're definitely a part of, being that you're a rock star.
Yep. Appreciate that.
Hang out with like rappers and stuff all the time.
Yeah, I be getting in group text and stuff with a lot of people.
Did you say with Puffy?
I just say with a lot of people.
I thought you said Puffy. That would be better. Let's keep that in. All right, man. So this Kanye West documentary
Yeah,
on Netflix dropped a few weeks ago. You said you watched the first episode, right?
Yeah, I'm getting caught up on it.
Okay, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just cool to see anybody where they came from.
Yeah.
This guy, his story so far has been just like drive.
Yeah.
Drive. Was it an interview he did on there that they showed that he was doing for MTV where it's like anything that was ever told to him was an issue for him to get where he wanted to be. He used that as drive. You know, if you think I can't do this, well, I'm going to do it. That's his next step. And that's all. He's always been like that. But just learning more in-depth things and seeing like him just making beats, him in his house, just enjoy what he's doing. Trying to produce his own album, producing other people's music, stuff like that, dude. That behind the scenes thing changes views of a lot of stuff.
It really does, man. It really does. I want to say one thing. Like, there's got to be something in that Chicago water, okay? because that drive that you were just talking about, like, he had it. He's from Chicago, but, like, Michael Jordan got it when he was in Chicago as well, where, like, say what you want about me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I have this drive, and I'm going to use this to my advantage, and that's going to fuel me. Right. And like I saw that in the Kanye doc. I saw that in that Jordan doc last year. Something in that water, man. There's definitely something in that water there. But my favorite thing, right, is how it was like 98, 99. And he's obviously making these beats for everybody else. But when he's in his apartment with his boys or whatever, and he's just jamming, like you hear the college dropout. You hear like cuts of it, man.
Dude, that's the best part, dude. It's just hearing those beats that you still listen to, the songs you still listen to on a regular basis.
Man, yes.
And you're hearing the, maybe not the final mix of it, but you're hearing it and, it may not have all the vocals in it or may not have any instruments in it, but you hear it. The core is there is what the hook, all that is what makes it so good. And you hear it all the time, like a bunch of different songs. And him demoing the songs for other people was the best thing ever, too.
Oh, my God, dude. So, like, that's so collaborative, right? And that's something that, like, a lot of people talk about with this documentary where a lot of these artists, they go into the studio with their crew. Yeah. Right? They're 5 or 6, they're roadies or whatever. Yeah. And they go in and they bang out this album. And then it gets released and it's good, bad, whatever, right? But Kanye was like, nah, man, this is for the people, right? This is for everybody, man. I want collective input from the greatest hip hop minds in the community, bro. Like, let's get in here. I want you to hear this. Do you have a comment on this or anything? Do you think anything that we can change? But like to be so confident, cocky, and at times, even in his early years, so egotistical. To humble himself to do that takes a lot because he wants to be great. He knows that. It's called the collective input, right? Yeah. I love that, man.
The network, at that time it was more of a self-promotion. And more of you having to go somewhere and say, here's my demo. Yes. Or one of the scenes in there was him going to Rockefeller Records and just walking around to different offices playing his tape.
He really did.
Or his CD. I don't remember if he took a tape or a CD. I don't remember.
Yo, but he dropped it in the middle of the workday.
Yeah, everybody's like on the phone working.
Homegirl was like,
she's like, can you?
What's up, Kanye?
Taking calls and he's got the music blasting. Yeah.
And he was just dancing. He was just like,
yeah, he was feeling it, man.
That, right?
And he sold it,
dude.
Every time. He played some for Jay-Z, who was also Pharrell, Most Def.
Yeah, dude.
Whenever his music was on, he was singing to it. He was selling it. He believed in his music so much that it wasn't just like, here's my tape, let me know what you feel. It's like, I'm putting it in your face right now, and I'm going to perform for you while this song's going on. Just awesome, just video recordings.
Yeah, dude.
All that stuff was just fantastic.
I do love it how, and this is gonna sound, I'm gonna sound like an old head here, and I apologize, but there's not much hip hop music I like these days, right? But how he inspired so many of these artists now, man, it's just ridiculous, bro.
He was true to himself.
Pioneer.
Like, he wasn't trying to be somebody else. He wasn't, I know he mentions a lot, like, he doesn't talk about killing and, talking bad about women and stuff. He says things about women, but,
he's not all about that gang drug life. He didn't come from that.
Right. And that's something that he was real true to himself in his music, was he wasn't that kind of person.
Facts.
And that's why he made fantastic music.
Dude. Finish up this documentary, man. I want to talk more about this.
Definitely.
It's just parts of him that I just didn't realize and see, man. So definitely some cool stuff. All right, JV, you ready to discuss this week's movie?
Yeah.
Let's jump in it, brother.
No notes.
No notes. All right, guys.
Very little notes. Very little notes.
All right, so we're recording this Tuesday night, right? Yeah. I fly back in Sunday. Flight was delayed like 47 times. Javi was busy Sunday. I suppose we could have seen it Sunday, but Javi was busy, so we went and saw it Monday night. Our hit record night.
I'll be honest with you, we could have watched it Sunday. I thought you weren't coming into late. That's why I didn't even mention it.
But I did come into late, so that was actually smart.
Yeah. I mean, to begin with,
true.
I thought you were coming in like your day was full of Vegas returning.
I just knew I was not going to be
fine.
In for a movie.
Yeah.
We saw it Monday.
Yep.
Record night.
Yep.
We're recording this on Tuesday night.
And our age hit us pretty hard.
Oh, my gosh.
So
what was the plan?
8:50.
So what was the plan?
The plan was to see the movie at 5:30.
Yep.
You were off of work today. I worked. So 5:30, finish the movie, come back here, lay down the pod.
We were going to lay down the pod.
Lay down the pod.
No notes.
No notes. Just still living off the high of the movie. But
3 hours later.
Yeah. But 5:30, we were good. And then the end of the movie was around 8:45, 8:50.
It was late, bro.
And and I love it. We were both still like sitting in the theater, just like, man.
You know when that 9 o'clock hour hits.
Yeah,
bro,
like
I'm
we're
done.
not gonna actually start recording until like 10.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
All right, so let's jump into this, man. So we're doing it tonight. So we got the Batman, obviously released this year, just a few days ago, 2022. This movie's directed by Matt Reeves and written by Matt Reeves and Peter Craig.
So far, I've seen it's got a budget. It says between like 180 to 200 million.
Yeah.
And so far, according to the wiki page, it's brought in 269 million.
Let's go.
And I don't see it slowing down. It's just, yeah. Starting this one, we have Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, or Batman.
Or Vengeance.
Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, Catwoman. Paul Dano as Edward Nashton, or the Riddler. Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon. John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, which I didn't know that he was in this movie.
Nobody knew.
And it was awesome.
It was so good.
All I could think of was Sector 7.
Yes. Transformers.
Yes. It worked for Sector 7.
Or for Mr. Deeds, right? Sneaky.
Either way, yeah. Yeah. That's right. I forgot he was in the Butler, right?
Yep.
Mr. Deeds. We have Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, And Colin Farrell is Oswald Cobblepot, or the Penguin.
Dude, unrecognizable
Yeah.
Oswald Cobblepot, man.
And, you know, there's a lot of different faces throughout the movie as well.
Yeah, so good, dude. All right, man. Go ahead and give us that quick synopsis of this movie, man, so we can jump into these characters.
Yeah, so this is another reboot of the Batman. This is a storyline of basically him meeting Selena Kyle, the Riddler. The Riddler's going through the city, causing all kinds of havoc. And really the actual, like, drug underground of Gotham. It's kind of pushes towards more of the crime, the actual crime. It's not like it's not superhero stuff like aliens and things like that, like we've been seeing, but it's the crime in Gotham City. So he meets Selena Kyle. They kind of team up to do this, to bust Carmine Falcone, the Penguin, all these guys, and basically he just learns that his whole life as he's growing up and the legacy of his parents is actually not as bright as he thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
So that pretty much brings us to the end of the movie.
Good deal, man. All right, dude. So straight off the top, man. R. Pats as Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah.
When he was first cast, bro, I don't swear a lot, but I was super mad about this.
Yeah.
And it was for a few things, all right? Like,
It's because he was a vampire.
But even before that, like, I just got over the fact that, like, Ben Affleck is Batman. And I'm like, okay, you know what?
You finally let that settle.
Let's ride out with Ben.
Yeah.
You know, he's 6'4", he's big, he's brooding.
Yeah.
He actually, like, that one scene in Batman vs. Superman when he goes to save Martha was badass. Like, all right, this is Superman. I mean, this is Batman.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like, I'm for this. And then, you know, they do JL, which bombed. And he's supposed to do the Batman movie himself.
Yeah.
He's supposed to write and direct it and star in it. And he backed out. You know, he was dealing with some personal stuff, going through his divorce and all that stuff. So then a year later, I hear it's R. Pats as Batman, dude. And I'm throwing stuff.
You know, I had the same feelings.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, at this point, and after seeing a few trailers before the movie, I am glad that it was a new character, because I don't feel like Ben could have moved from kind of that universe he was in to something like this.
Yeah.
Just because he's got a universe, right? He's got
Aquaman to call.
Yeah, he's got Aquaman. He's got this real DC comic book universe. This was not that.
No, man, this was totally
not that at all.
So this is like a 30-year-old Batman, not an experienced crime fighter. I'll put it like this, man. Still not my favorite Batman.
Right.
Michael Keaton forever. All 5'9" of him.
All about angles, man.
It's all
about camera angles.
It's all about them. All about
the
6-inch
platform.
heels,
Yeah,
bro.
the platform shoes. Yep.
You know, because Jack Nicholson's like 6'1", so I actually don't know how tall Jack Nicholson is. But anyway, but he works in this movie, man.
Yeah.
Right? He works in this movie as like this kid, this 30-year-old kid who is a millionaire but recluse and brooding, and all he cares about is being like that dark vengeance for the city, man. There's nothing else that's on his mind.
Yeah, he's real stripped down.
Yeah.
Like real the bare minimum of what he needs to get what he wants done. He doesn't have Batwing. He doesn't have that. You don't see crazy outfitted Batmobile, motorcycle, just a motorcycle.
Yes. The one at the end was pretty badass.
Yeah.
But yes.
But what I really liked, the way it was portrayed and the way it was, kind of, I guess, grounded more, I guess. He didn't have guns on his cars. He wasn't out shooting. I don't think he shot one gun the whole time. It was just bows, elbows all day.
Dude. We got to talk about that fighting, bro.
So yeah, it was just a real stripped down, real basic kid, rich guy, recluse that was just trying to figure out, what he was going to do. It seemed like he was still figuring it out.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and and I like how he's just walking around like he's just at the crime scene with his bat suit on. Like there was not a whole lot of sneaking around.
No,
he was just there. He just walked right in the crime scene with the commissioner.
It really reminded me of like the Adam West Batman. he really just rolled onto the scene.
Yeah,
like I'm joking, but I'm not joking at the same exact time, right?
Yeah.
Even Adam West Batman, I thought that was weird, right? Obviously, I watched those after I watched, Batman and Batman Returns and stuff, because of, how time works.
Sure.
I wasn't alive in the 60s, but, even I thought that was weird, but it works here, right? His partner is Gordon, right? Gordon gets him that access, that pass to go wherever he needs to go to investigate and do his thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, listeners.
We're going to take a quick break. Yo, JV, why do we never talk about sports movies, man?
I don't know, man. Is now a good time as any? What do you got to say?
All right, check this. I mean, look. What type of movie podcast would it be if we didn't talk about the very best in sports movies, man? All right.
Fair.
There's Rush, the racing movie, not the amazing band, but I wouldn't mind a little Neil Peart all in you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then there's Moneyball, with the amazing, good-looking Brad Pitt. The sports drama about putting together a fire baseball team with as little money as possible. Right. Fantastic cast, fantastic script. It's just a great movie.
Yeah.
Also has Chris Pratt as a baseball player. And of course, there's Samuel L. Jackson and Coach Carter.
Yeah.
He's just dropping F-bombs for like 2 hours on Channing Tatum.
All right.
But I digress,
right.
Man. What are some of your favorites?
Well, Ed is one of them.
Fire.
The baseball playing monkey. Right. Space Jam was a good one.
That's a good one as well.
Seabiscuit.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, exactly. Spider-Man in that one. And obviously all of the Air Buds.
Obviously, Air Buds. All right, brother. Well, there's always one more I want to talk about, man.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one. I want to talk about the magic that is Remember the Titans.
Oh, yes.
One part football movie, one part end of school segregation error type movie, 2 parts Denzel Washington, and like 9 parts awesome. Okay?
Yes.
It's just a fantastic film, man. With the amazing ensemble cast that includes Will Patton, Wood Harris, Donald Faison, Ethan Suplee, Nicole Ari Parker, and a very young and at times horrible DB, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I mean, dude was such a liability at cornerback, okay? The entire time.
He really was, yeah. So is that off your chest now, Clyde?
I feel good, man.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you letting us hear that. You guys know the socials, though. You can hit us up and let us know about your favorite sports movies and maybe a few that we need to talk about as well.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about real quick his one. Okay, he's an inexperienced crime fighter. Like, you saw him take a lot of hits, right? But with that, always with Batman, the gadgets. Okay, your favorite one?
Oh, I mean, it was very limited.
Very limited, exactly.
It was very limited.
Honestly, there was like 3.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he did the shock thing, right? He shocked the guy.
Okay,
with his
there was
wrist.
4.
His chest bat symbol was
which
like
was
a knife.
super badass.
Dude, that was dope. Yes,
Yes.
yes. What else? I mean, the grappling gun, obviously.
Thank you. Finally. Like, okay, let's stop there. That's what I was trying to get to,
That,
okay?
I mean, that's iconic for Batman.
That is very iconic, right? But it wasn't, we didn't see it in Batman Returns. He had actually a grappling gun that he took from his belt.
Yes.
Shot. Obviously, Michael Keaton had to put like he was putting together a damn rifle or something to really use it.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale kind of had something similar to that in his Batman movies. It wasn't until the Joel Schumacher movies where he had like the grappling gun on his like wrist, on his hand, on his arm or something, right? And the fact that they brought it back here, fantastic. I love seeing that, bro. Because if you're really trying to get away, if you're really trying to like pursue somebody, you're not going to, how much do you weigh? Click, click, click. Give me 1 second. Let me clean this shotgun out real quick. Right? Even Christian Bale he still had to like push buttons and blowing it like it's a flute or something before he can do it, right? Guys, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm just bullshitting, okay? I love everything with the Dark Knight trilogy. But the fact that like, our pass was like, I got a boogie.
Yeah.
Right?
Gone.
And I was gone. I thought that was really dope, man.
Yeah.
And something that really proves like, Batman has that getaway kind of mentality, man.
I think the only other thing, like as far as like utility on him, I guess whatever the serum he had at the end of the movie.
Oh, the adrenaline. Okay, so there's 5. Damn it. I forgot about that.
Do we count the flare? The flare as one?
Yeah, but I can get a flare at the drugstore, so
I mean, I don't know if you can get a stealth black one.
It was pretty badass. Okay. My favorite one, though, obviously the grappling, but the contacts.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, the contacts are sweet.
How the hell is he so smart? How the hell does he remember everything? Why? Records everything.
Yeah.
Records everything. And just goes home, goes back to the cave, and just relives it.
Yep.
Wild. Like, something that we've never seen before in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
But it's so grounded in, like, rich people money that it makes sense.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing, man. And when he took those out, I was just like, oh, wow. He better put glasses on. Nope.
Oh, you thought it was just like regular contacts?
Regular contacts.
Bruce Wayne, that's my problem.
All right, let's jump over here to Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle. She's a nightclub waitress and a cat burglar here.
Ew.
She is definitely a good cat woman. We've had plenty of amazing cat women that came before her. She brings this dichotomy that like I don't think we've seen before, man.
Yeah, just not really like a cat woman like we've seen where it's like a weird cat thing. It's like it's just
she's a cat
it
burglar.
Just is, yeah, exactly. It's just kind of is what it is thing. It's not nothing that's psychotic. Psychological.
She doesn't have the persona of a cat,
right?
Okay, yeah. So like, I think that's how we need to say it. She doesn't bear the persona of a cat like Michelle Pfeiffer or even Selena Kyle in The Dark Knight Rises, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where she even had like the ears or whatever. Like it wasn't so.
She didn't even have a mask for most of this. She just had a little cut up beanie or something. Yeah.
So it wasn't, Eartha Kitt type, Catwoman. It was really scaled back, and she was like a real person, a real character. Michelle Pfeiffer, as great as she was in that role, she was to the extreme.
Yeah,
couldn't really exist in the real world. Zoe Kravitz, Selena Kyle, though, like definitely lives.
Yeah,
she the real world here. Yeah.
Basically, just grew up on the streets, knows how to protect herself, and had developed this persona and this the physical attributes she does, because she does like jump off of a fire escape, and she makes pretty incredible things happen.
She's badass.
So basically, just growing up, protecting herself in the city, and she that's what she shows. She doesn't show nothing too crazy.
I definitely loved her dichotomy with Bruce Wayne in this movie. A lot of the trailers and posters and everything hyped on the bat and the cat, right? Mm-hmm. And this really brought it home, man. I didn't think they were going to have like that good of chemistry on screen.
Right.
But they killed it, bro. Like every scene that they were together, man, it just worked.
Yeah.
It just worked, bro. And it was just fun. And something that we haven't seen before with those two characters. So definitely enjoyable here. All right, man. We got Paul Dano as Edward Nashton, the Riddler.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Gone are the days of Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yeah.
All right. As much as I was a kid and loved him in that movie, as much as I didn't like that movie,
that's fair.
This Riddler is just totally different. He's a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
He has a political agenda. He really is a terrorist, man. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, the last piece of the movie is him being a terrorist. So agree with you on that. Yeah, it's so weird, man. Like, you talk about Jim Carrey. He wasn't really like a serial killer. This guy was like a serial killer. Yeah. Crazy, had a plan. Super creepy.
Very.
And it was awesome.
It was really fun to watch him. I will say, like, it raises the hair on the back of your head a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just his look, like he was super clean, like to a point to it being like, okay, this guy is the murderer of all these people, but he just looks like some
30-year-old kid,
man. Yeah, exactly. And that was pretty interesting turn, I thought, when we finally got the reveal for him.
He's not scarred up or anything of that nature. Obviously, he's dealing with a lot of emotional and psychological scars, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But what did they say? He's just a computer or a accountant up the street or something. Because what one cop said, like, he's just a normal ass dude.
Yeah.
No, dude. So Paul Dano, though, man, this is the kid who always plays like a nerd or something.
Yeah,
and he does it here, but it's super creepy. It's intimidating. Like, I literally came home and I was playing some Xbox last night and like kept on looking around my shoulder, bro, a few times, bro.
This creepy dude hanging out in the back.
just and that's what he did throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
No rhyme or reason or no how he got to where he was, but he was always in position every single time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like a modern day type Zodiac killer is what he really reminded me of. He was wild. Yeah. He was wild, but he was definitely fun to watch. Jeffrey Wright, James Gordon, dude. So the guy who's sitting behind you, I know. Man, for that one movie, kind of two movies if you count the Snyder cut, but dude.
Sometimes you got to pass the torch, I guess.
Sometimes you got to pass the torch, baby.
Now this dude, he played a really good cop. I mean, he was a new actor. It wasn't, nothing. And kind of back to what I said about Affleck, you probably wouldn't want to pull characters from another place into this, the genre of this movie, I guess.
True. But J.K. would have killed it.
He would have. It would have been awesome. You're right. But we get to see another character, along with Selena Kyle. Just different people playing, the same characters in a completely different universe.
Yeah,
that's the way I feel about it. Like, this is this is different.
It
all
is.
over the board.
It is, man. It is.
But he plays your typical cop in this movie.
It's the great Jeffrey Wright, man. He, has been doing it for so long, and he's so good at it.
Yeah.
I loved him as Felix Leiter in all the James Bond movies. First time I saw him, I think his name was Jesus, and it was in the Shaft movie that came out in 98,
All right.
99, I think it was. Where is this movie at?
Shaft, oh yeah.
Shaft. No, Peoples Hernandez,
okay.
right? He plays this like straight up gangster. But I've always loved Jeffrey Wright. You can also, he's been in a lot, bro. He's been in Westworld, everything.
Yeah.
But he's just fantastic, bro. And he is we got a black, right? We get a colored man as James Gordon, and he is just a cop who has that North Star, right? He knows what he needs to do. But I also hate that he's kind of blind to his like surroundings at the same exact time with like the guys that he works with.
I can get with that. Yeah.
Right. Like I thought that was very interesting where he's finding this out. Like,
and it's like, what?
Yeah. Oh my God. I've been working with this guy for 30 years.
This guy that comes in with a broken nose all the time. What's he doing, when he's off work?
Right. But like Bruce Wayne, Batman, like trust him.
Yeah.
And that trust obviously was already established before we saw them two on screen together. Obviously, those first 2 years somehow.
Yeah.
But no, man, I really like him in this role, and he's in the mix.
They match each other's energies very well.
Very, very. Like he is in the mix. He's in the fight. This James Gordon was not playing any games.
Yep.
I'm ready to throw some bullets at y'all. So,
Yep.
all right, dude. Let's go down to John Toretto real quick as Carmine Falcone. Once again, we did not know that he was going to be in this movie, but he plays the legendary Carmine Falcone, however you want to pronounce it. Gotham City crime lord who does not leave his place, his like underground club type thing. He basically lives there. John Turturro, dude, was just badass. John Turturro was just great. And I don't want to spoil this for anybody with him, but like his take on Carmine Falcone, my favorite take I've ever seen, dude. This is in like Batman, any of the other Batman movies, any of the animated stuff, dude. This guy is Carmine Falcone. He is a thug.
Well, you're getting, back to feeling like a real life situation.
Yeah.
And it's you feel like these are gangsters in a gangster movie, and that's what brought all these guys in, right? It's a real crime, mafia, gangsters, and this is the head guy that makes you feel that way.
Oh yeah. Andy Serkis, Alfred Pennyworth.
Yes.
This was a good role for him. It was different. Okay, so he actually trained Bruce Wayne how to fight. This version of Alfred, which was different because obviously in the comics and even in the Nolan verse, Dark Knight trilogy, he went off, right, to go learn how to fight and do his thing there. But this guy, he was trained by, this Batman was trained by Alfred, and you can tell. And how can you tell? He's not a polished fighter. Even like Christian Bale, he was so good in Batman Begins with his just like Kesey fighting and everything. He was just fantastic.
Yeah.
R. Pats,
he took some shots.
But the thing with like the difference between R. Pats though fighting and Christian Bale is that like Christian Bale let up off them punches.
I got you. Yeah.
Yo, R. Pats, bro,
ran straight through.
Dude.
Straight through.
100%. Every punch. Every kick, dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude in a cape.
Just a brawler. He was a brawler.
Yeah.
That was just fun to watch, man. But like it was Andy Serkis's Alfred who taught him that.
Yeah.
Now their relationship is very weird in this movie.
Right. Yeah, he's in a lot of the other ones he's like very involved, I guess.
Yeah.
This one he's just kind of like just shows up and is like, "Hey dude, how's it going?"
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back upstairs. You good? All right, I'm out.
Bring you some grapes.
I'll
bring some grapes over here for you, bro.
Actually, he didn't bring him grapes.
he did not bring him grapes.
He didn't bring him nothing. He just kind of like popped up and said, "There's some grapes on the table."
Remember in the beginning of The Dark Knight, Michael Caine goes to the loft to go find Bruce, and Bruce Wayne is in like the other, like the white building, whatever, where he's in. And he just came to bring him breakfast, and he's like, "All right, let me bag this up and take it to the spot." This outfit was like, "Nah, bro, you get your own."
Yeah, you're gonna stay out all night.
This is your own damn fault.
Yeah.
But he was so built up as, this Alfred Pennyworth, and you have the great actor that is Andy Serkis. I mean, this dude was King Kong for crying out loud, right? I wanted him to have a bigger role in this movie.
Yeah, he didn't really have.
I like the turn. I like the one scene when they really connected, but I just wish it was more. It was bigger. Right. But with such a bloated plot, I get it. You got to leave some stuff off the cut room floor there. So, all right, dude. Last person I want to talk about here, man.
Sure.
Very unrecognizable. Colin Farrell as Penguin, man. Oswald Cobblepot. Talk to me, brother.
Just feel like I'm repeating myself, man. Just another dude, just a gangster.
Yeah.
We've seen the Penguin in many iterations.
Yeah.
And he's always creepy and like Penguin-esque. Exactly.
We've known each other way too
And
long.
here he's just a gangster. He's a drug pusher. But what I like is you got Colin Farrell, who's awesome and a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
And he looks the complete opposite of himself in this movie. And you still see his acting, though, and that's what's so great about it.
Dude, it definitely shines through.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It definitely shines through, bro. So, like, when we first see him as Oswald Cobblepot on screen, man, like, you saw it a little bit in the trailer, but it was really, I still did a double take.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be Colin.
You get some good looks at him, and you still can't.
It's tough.
Yeah. Without knowing, you would never know that was.
The fat suit, the gold in his mouth and everything, right?
Yeah.
The balding.
Yep.
That was really cool to watch, man. And his arc in the movie was not, like, it could have been a really good movie still without him.
Yeah.
But just like everything, and Warner Brothers are going to try to probably make this into a 9-movie thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That sets him up for a lot of stuff later on.
Yeah. And interactions with him is fun just because it's like Batman shows up.
Yeah.
And they all just accept that there's a guy in a bat suit in Gotham City. From the police to all these gangsters. So he just comes in and he's not like, "Oh no, it's a guy in a mask." It's just, "Hey Batman, what's up? You want a drink?"
They already know, dude. They already know.
That's what they're. Just an interesting take where he doesn't sneak in the shadows. He just he just walks in and he's knocks on the door.
And they didn't let him in, so he had to beat the wheels out of everybody.
It's fine, but
that was awesome.
I'm just saying, it's just like, just so funny to see, like, just the acceptance of this guy.
Hey, he's here. You've been here for two years, bro. You're a member of the city. Let him in. Let him in.
Yeah, let him in. That's good.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the look and feel of this movie. All right, and I don't want to harp too much time on what has came before, but this movie, man, the whole time I felt that Gotham was hell. Gotham was like a hellscape the entire time.
Yeah.
Gotham is literally the bottom of the barrel. The worst people live there, the worst cops, politicians, everything. And that's like after the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty forward with
It's pretty forward with how this Gotham is, man.
Yeah.
And how there's this one man who's going to stand up for all this.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, at the end, it's going to be two men, Batman and Gordon. But this was a beautiful movie, man. This was a comic book, like a realistic comic book type movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Where Nolan put it into the real world, like the movie Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, it was like, take the movie Heat, put Batman in it, and that's the Nolan universe, okay? Right. This had its own look and feel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it was dark, it was brooding, it was gritty. The same words that we use for the Nolan movies, but like to the extreme here.
Yeah. Yeah, to the extreme of bare minimum vigilante who's just like is not over the top.
Yeah.
He's got what he needs. He's not flashy, nothing like that. And, he could not have the bat suit on and just be a guy that still does all the same stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I really enjoyed. Just a different direction. And the whole movie is basically looks and feels like a dramatic action movie, I guess.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Not a comic book movie.
True.
I need that car though.
That car's pretty badass.
You get a hold of that car.
That car is pretty badass, dude. Dude was visceral in everything that he did, man. All right. Michael Giacchino's score, posing the movie. One word for this, dude. Daunting. Like it's daunting. It's haunting.
Yes.
It follows you through every weird kill and death scene and police procedural, like them looking through, like it just follows you, man, and you just know like
something's messed up.
The Batman's following you, the Batman's on the trail, or the Riddler's about to do something. It just had you intense the entire time, brother. All right, man. Theme of this movie, I am only a day removed from it, man.
One day, one watch.
So no notes.
No notes.
No notes here, bro. This is off the top of the dome, man. Don't let the past, make you for your future, what you want to be, what you want to do, right? Yeah. Not everybody was perfect. Not everybody in your life is gonna be or was or is not perfect, right?
So everybody's got their stuff.
Yeah, everybody has their baggage. That's a good way to put it there. And maybe what the city doesn't need is vengeance. It just needs hope.
Yep.
Right, and I think that's what the writer director was trying to really, really kick it here, man, with this awesome crime movie. Also, just want to point out, this was the most detective work that we've seen in a Batman movie.
So
much detective work, dude. But like,
But
like, I loved it though.
Yeah.
Right. As like every other hear me out.
I'm with you.
Every other iteration, I honestly can tell you, it was Alfred figuring it out. Michael Keaton Batman.
He's man of the chair, man.
Alfred, okay. I think Val Kilmer's was actually pretty smart because he had to figure out all those damn riddles. But even in the Nolan, he just had so much money.
Yeah.
He just went, there's the answer.
Yeah.
Right? I think that man just had so much money that he could like, yep, got it. I mean, dude made a freaking cell thing in the Dark Knight to find Joe. You know, he just has all that money. But this Batman was obviously year 2, still stripped down. It doesn't have all of his gizmos and gadgets yet. Yeah. He has a lot, but he definitely uses his detective skills, man. And I think that's what Matt Reeves really wanted to do here. Is that we've seen a lot. We just want to see detective skills. So I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to point that out, man.
Good deal.
All right, team. So that is our conversation about the Batman. Javi, this movie, once again, less than 24 hours old in our minds. What are your thoughts, brother?
You know, I was super excited after a few trailers, like we talked about at the beginning of the pod. As we started seeing a little more of the rawness of it.
Yeah.
You know, standalone movie. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was an interesting, grounded take on Batman not being, you know, him being rich, but not needing that. I guess, you know, without all the flashy gadgets, you know, he didn't have the crazy cars, the crazy Batcave. It was all just like he went to Best Buy and picked some stuff up and just set up his lab, set up the Beat Lab.
That scene from Iron Man 3, right? I love Iron Man 3, guys.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I really enjoyed it, man. I think this has been one of the better DC movies.
Okay.
As far as DC, I've always thought of DC as like this real comic book feel that they've always had. Real bright, you know what I'm saying, like
so you're
cartoony kind of thing.
So you're taking it back even way before Man of Steel and all that, right? You're talking about the older DC movies, right? In regards to that look and feel.
Yeah,
because after that, they tried to go, hey, if Marvel's going to do this all bright and fun and stuff like that, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man stuff, let's do the dark and brooding. Let's do this, guys, right? And like for Christopher Nolan's movies, that worked because that once again, that's Batman in the movie Heat.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't work with Superman,
right?
That doesn't work with Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, I mean they are who they are. They're the hope and light of the world,
right? But you know, and Matt Reeves took it into a different direction and says that we can do dark and gritty, but we got to do it a certain way,
right?
Not like Christopher Nolan, not like that team. We got to do it like this.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's fine. Some people may not like it.
Yeah.
And that's how life is, I guess. But for my rating, you know, I'm gonna add this one to the collection.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a 5 out of 5 buckets on this one.
Oh, it's gonna perfect.
I mean, you know, we've had a few for a DC movie. For me, I've really enjoyed this one. Probably most out of most of, or the most out of the ones that have come out.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome there. So, actually, while we just took a break, my buddy texted me, Will Dunnigan, and said 6 out of 10. I don't know where he gets that 6 out of 10 scale. He's clearly doesn't listen to our pod.
Yeah, he has never listened to it.
Yes. Not a single episode. Even though he was one of the first people I sent the pod to when we first started. But just a few different reviews, man. I asked some people on Facebook yesterday before we went to the movie. My question was, you see the Batman yet? What are your thoughts? A buddy of mine, Charles, said mixed. Darren said, I liked it. My friend Jennifer said wasn't terrible, wasn't great. I have a lot of opinions on it, but she'll say that for the next time that she sees me. My buddy Richard Vivian said, I thought it was damn good. I really liked how they leaned more into the dark and brooding Batman more. Looking forward to more. Yeah. My buddy Steven Adorno, awesome movie and ambiance. I feel like the score and the movie lined up perfectly and almost felt like it took place in the same universe as Seven. Remember that movie? Ooh. Right? Ooh. And I wasn't thinking that until I saw his quote right here.
Oh, that was good.
You guys don't know you're getting quoted on a pod right now, but you will find out if you listen to the pod.
I mean, is this the same one that gave the 6 out of 10 buckets?
No, that was my buddy Will. My buddy Brandon said that he really enjoyed it. It was very grounded compared to the previous Batman films. My buddy Richard, the previews looked like a bit more dark than the last few. And my buddy Michael said, fantastic Batman movie, near ideal Batman movie, like watching some of my favorite Batman comics come into life on the big screen. So, we have some reviews there, guys. But for me, and my thoughts, I agree with a lot of what those guys and gals said. This is a really grounded movie. This is a young Bruce Wayne still trying to figure things out. I loved his connection and his partnership with Lieutenant Gordon. I love that they looked at showing him as the greatest detective, right? Like him trying to figure it out and figure it out and everything. I love that. This gets 4 buckets of popcorn for me, man. Right? It's not a perfect movie,
right?
But it really is enjoyable. And I like that last battle scene in the garden. Like, that was intense.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is going to be bad. But then, like, the fighting ensues, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is actually pretty awesome.
You know, he does his thing, but like you said before, he's not trained like the others. It shows. It shows.
Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through the Batman. Next week, we will be discussing Burn After Reading.
That's streaming on Amazon Prime.
I am Clyde Smith. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as I am Clyde D. Smith.
I'm Javier Villalobos. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.